Did I reach a certain what you call it? Okay. Mhm.
Do you need some money? Do you need some money?
All right, let's go. All right. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so boom. I came because I was gonna do a video for Patreon. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just do a live. But what I'm gonna do is when I play back the live, I'm gonna just give it to access to the people that are on Patreon. So if you don't, if you the bangs, I'm not. They're not banging right now. Okay, whatever. So yeah. So only the people on Patreon will be able to replay this back. But I wanted to go ahead and talk about the energy for the rest of October. Okay. So normally on Patreon, I be like I'll go through the astrological dates or whatever. And I kind of talk about like the energy or whatever for that week. But instead of me talking about the energy for the week, we're just gonna go ahead and wrap up the energy for the entire rest of the month, okay? So, one of the things that I had already peeped or whatever, and I'm telling you, literally somebody told me this shit. Like they told me this off rip was like Scorpio season gives monitoring spirit. And I'm telling you, it wasn't even 24 hours before me and this lady had this conversation. And it started out with somebody, I seen somebody today that I work with, and they came to me and was like, oh, so I heard whoop, whoop. First of all, why am I in discussion? Like why am I the topic of discussion? You see what I'm saying? So now, the person that asked me, I don't have negative energy from her. I don't feel negative energy from her. So that it wasn't a big deal, but it just gave me like, it already let me know, like, I will always be the topic of conversation. And so, I answered her question, she gave me a hug and it felt heartful, so I do feel like there's like two different energies going on. One feels very heartful, it feels very loving, it feels like full of gratitude and also like genuineness. And then there's an other energy that is just like, I don't even want to say jealousy, I really just feel like it's FOMO. There's an energy right now that's FOMO. Like people have a fear of missing out, and it's not even that they have a fear of missing out because of something with them. It's just like it's like not being able to know what's going on with you. That's something that I feel. So, boom. I'm gonna tell you, it's two people. So the first person, I felt was very genuine. The second one, not so much. So I remember I got home. I mean, yeah, I got to my room, and the first thing that happened was like I was like about to go do something, okay? And when I was about to go do something, I would say it probably wasn't even an hour later, the person hit me up and I was like, I should have known right fucking then. Like I should have known right fucking then. But I was like, nah, nah, nah. That was literally my sign to myself that that person is fucking watching. And I'm like, no, like, you know what I'm saying? It's not that serious. That's not a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Like this is all work shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like work shit wouldn't even people shouldn't even be focused on that. Like whatever. Child, I be damned. I be damned that that motherfucker was paying attention. And remind you, it's not even in the work business hours. It's not even in the business hours. And you over here worried about what I got going on. So I had to figure out how I wanted to play it. So God was like, well, if I've already shown you what I've shown you, now what you gonna say? And I said, well, I mean, to be honest, I feel like it ain't really nothing to say because of the fact of, I mean, it's none of your business. And he's like, so what made you feel different? And I said, honestly, by the way I feel. And he was like, well, see, that's what we call emotional development, emotional and spiritual maturity. And it's so funny because I want to say I said this in the live or I said it in the last video I posted on Patreon. And I was like, that spiritual maturity was very much so needed in Scorpio season. And also with Scorpio season, it has to do with the first house. So it's like it's a lot of egotistic things that are going around. And one thing about me is the fact of that I've learned that moving with ego has probably put me in harder situations than my soul could ever. And I feel like since Scorpio season has a lot to do with the rising sign, I have to understand light energy and dark energy because I am a Gemini rising. And so I gotta peep the scenery from both sides of my energy. I can't just allow the light side to lead or let the dark side lead because it'll put me, even sometimes your light side be real egotistic, like, you know what I'm saying? Or like, just trying to be very smooth. I'm at a point now where I'm very neutral between the two that I'm going to say, do, and move how I want to. I don't care. You see what I'm saying? And it doesn't come from a place of like not having awareness. It literally comes from wisdom. And it's so funny because I just keep saying that whole October's wisdom. Like I think we'll be going forward. We'll be able to touch base from the beginning of the month of a prediction of the wisdom that we need to obtain, and at the end of the month of what we actually obtained. And so when I think about the wisdom that we have obtained, this is what I see. Hold on, one moment. They got like 1.1 million plays. That's crazy. I just be saying what I need to say. That one too. Okay, hold on. Oh, excuse me, sorry. How you end up back with me? Gotta take accountability. You could put I don't. I hear that song by Brent. I don't know. I gotta hear it. But this is October's wisdom. This is what I recorded 10/8. October gonna do is October definitely gonna show you where you was bullshitting. Can't even lie. But one thing I will say is the fact that October might show you where you was bullshitting, but when you look over the last 9 months, you realize you didn't have enough mental capacity. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think if you start thinking about it like that instead of thinking about like, oh my God, I only got 3 months left of the year, you know what I'm saying? You realize that everything that you handle actually helped you get to this point right here, so you can't go back. That's the difference between this time and any other time that I felt this October theory. This year, child, I felt the energy of like, ain't no need to see, you know what I'm saying, like if it'll work or, you know what I'm saying, like ain't no need to just see like, oh, well maybe time will heal. No, no, fuck no. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no need to learn the lesson again. And it could be because, what's happening astrologically that kind of, gets everybody to their wits' end of understanding, like, you can't control karmic justice. Like, as much as you think you can, and, you know what I'm saying, you are the leader of your life, you can't control karmic justice. You came in this lifetime to learn certain lessons. So you can't avoid the inevitable. You just can't avoid it. Honestly, I don't even know why you would want to avoid it. Okay. So that brings me to that video of when I basically just said about how like we came into this lifetime to learn lessons, and it also was about how you find out where you was bullshitting. I'm telling y'all, that was the 8th of October. We're now at the 23rd of October. And there are certain parts of me that I realized that it didn't even need that much explaining. It didn't need that much thorough, like I didn't have to think twice about it. It naturally just happened to be, you know what I'm saying, distant, or to be like, be more consistent, or to just honor myself or do this more. It just happened naturally, to take more leaps of faith. And you dig what I'm saying? Like, it happened naturally. And I feel like that's some of the wisdom that I feel we we predicted that that was the wisdom that we were going to have by this end of the month. Now we are going towards the end of the month, and you cannot tell me that there are lessons that you need to relearn. This whole month has been compacted. I mean, literally, like, I could say like 100 lessons, or like 100 things have just been brought into like about 30 days. And what I think is so crazy is that transformation that happened between Libra season and Scorpio season, and it all came from a sense of wisdom. It all came from a sense of like, I this looks familiar, won't do this again. Sorry, I know that it's hot. One of the things that I did as a kid is, I remember one time I touched the iron. I am almost 30 years old, and I still tap to see if the shit is hot, or you know what I'm saying, I hold my hand out real far so I can see if it's hot before I just put my hand on it, or some shit like that. Like, I don't do that shit no more. It only took for me to do that shit one time as a kid to know. Now, bitch, I be tapping shit. Okay? So that's something to pay attention to as we close out October, because the astrological events that are happening in October, I mean, excuse me, until the end of October, are very interesting. The veil is very thin right now. I would, if I could be honest to say, the veil being thin has to be one of the best things in the world, because people can't hide nor fake shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, her pureness that I felt from the first lady, it was like, you knew it was genuine. It came with real shit. The second baby, please, you don't want shit. Leave me fuck alone. Okay, you don't. It ain't about shit. Okay. Um. So let's get into the events right here. Hold on. What she say? I love taking notes when you speak. I have notebooks full of it from different seasons. Cause girl, we gonna get through this shit together. Okay, so let's go ahead and start at. We're gonna start it tomorrow. So tomorrow is the 24th. Mars in Cancer, sextile Uranus in Taurus. If I could be honest, I do feel like there is this leap of faith energy. Can't explain what it is, to be honest with you. I can't explain it, but I do feel like there is a strong leap of faith energy of like, y'all know my favorite saying, fuck it, we ball. But this energy, I feel like it is coming from a place of where there, the old sense of home and the old sense of foundation is now being like up, I don't want to say like uprooted, but it's like it's taking things from the weed. You know, it's like the root of the matter. It's like it's finally becoming, like it's finally being taken out from the root. Okay. And I definitely feel like that's something that we are not used to, because of the fact of, we don't really see, sometimes we don't see our value in our foundations. Sometimes we see the outcome, or we see the success of what it could be. We see the woulda, coulda, shoulda as the foundation, instead of us seeing our worth as a foundation. It makes me think of, they say like, oh, you accept, you know what I'm saying, you only accept what you're gonna accept because that's just you. You know what I'm saying? Because like certain people, certain things that other women have experienced, I've never experienced that. So it's like, I don't even see how the fuck that shit like that happens. You dig what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's like you have to understand what you will accept is based off of you. So when I see this, I see that what something is being taken from the root. Like if it's an ingrown hair or something, you have to take it from the root for it to deflate. You dig what I'm saying? Or like the hair, you have to take the hair from the root. You know what I'm saying? Because if you take it from it can be break, and then it grows back all weird. But you got to take things from the root. And I feel like this is subconsciously happening, because it even says here, this is the day of breakthrough, as you finally see the solutions to the problems you've been facing. Get ready for your get ready for some inspiration as you seek a new path forward. So one thing about it that I love this transit, because Mars in Cancer, I told y'all, Mars in Cancer will make you become very I'd say you'll become very emotionally codependent. Mars in Cancer makes people think that other people have to care about your feelings. You know what I'm saying? You put so much, you put so much passion and so much, you know what I'm saying? Because you're ready to go to war about your feelings. You're ready to go to war about how you feel. But in reality, your emotions are something only you can be tied to. You can't make anybody else responsible for those emotions. Those are your emotions. People don't have to care about how you feel. Not saying that they should or shouldn't, but I'm saying they don't have to. Mars and Cancer makes people feel like things that they have to do. I don't have to do anything. And so when it's sextile Uranus and Taurus, once again, Taurus is ruled by the throat. Taurus rules the throat. And also Taurus is the second house that has to do with self-worth, self-value, resources, money, relationships, love, all of that shit. So you think about when I'm saying about how your value now needs to be the foundation. And I feel like once those values aren't aligned, or once those values are not adding up, at that point now you understand that the foundation really doesn't work. You see what I'm saying? So like, even when you look at how you moving right now in life, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to try new things, you want to do, like, I am so like, and I could be honest with y'all, I want to do something so wild. And it's not wild in a bad way. It's really just something like, I know I can do it. Am I a little nervous to do it? Hell yeah. But like, in a way, I kind of want to test the limit and just say, fuck it, let's do it. You know? It's like, what else am I going to do? Like, what else? Like, I have the ability, I have the resources, I have the spirit. Like, I'm just gonna do it. Because one thing about it is, I know the universe is gonna catch me. That's one. And two, I know I'm not in this world. Like, I know I'm at right now, I'm meant to push my limits of having fun. And it doesn't have to be like extra, you know what I'm saying? But it could just be something small, you know? I know I'm pushing my limits that way because of the fact of, I heard this from a TikTok, or I heard it on Twitter, and I've been living by this the entire month. I think I heard it at the beginning of the month, and I've been living by this the entire month. People with ADHD get dopamine from telling other people their goals, and they lose motivation. I can't unhear that now. I can't unhear it now. Anytime that I be ready to tell somebody, like, oh, I think I want to go do this, I shut up. And I just go do it. And I tell them that after I got back. Like, they be like, oh, what are you doing? I be like, oh shit, I just left, Toronto. Oh shit, boom. I just left Toledo, Ohio. I flew to Detroit, whatever. I don't tell them until after, because I realize that I get that dopamine off telling them, because now they're excited. You know what I'm saying? But then subconsciously, you know what I'm saying, either their subconscious envy has turned into evil eye, or because of who I spoke it up to, now their lack of confidence and they're asking all these fucking questions has now made me question thyself. You see what I'm saying? So when Mars is in Cancer, there's an aggressive thing that has to do with emotions. And I feel like the best way for you to, if you're going to put passion near emotions, if you're going to put fire near water, you need to make sure that you aim it somewhere that it's going to make sense. There's no need, you wouldn't boil ice cream. Take that analogy and run with it. You wouldn't boil ice cream. So why the fuck do you have hot water on ice cream? You see what I'm saying? But what you do need boiling water for is to defrost your car when it has snow on it. You see how that makes more sense? You see, you wouldn't put hot water. You know what I'm saying? You just wouldn't put hot water on ice cream. And that's the biggest analogy I can tell you right now. Because that's what people are doing. You're bringing a boiling pot of hot water near a bowl of ice cream. And you're upset that now that shit looks like a fucking piece of, like, looks like water. You melted it. You've melted it. You've melted something that you wanted to keep in a very solid form. That's what's naturally happened amongst companies and people, places, and things. And a lot of people, they can't figure it out. Why is this melting? Because you have brought hot water to a bowl of ice cream. Okay? Great transit happening. And I love that it's happening on a Thursday, which is Jupiter Day. Okay? Now let's go into the next thing. So Vista is the asteroid, I think, of Venus, because Vista is the asteroid of home and hearth. Yes, it is. And it says this asteroid of devotion and spirituality in its airy Libra for the next several weeks. This is a romantic period when we devote ourselves to our partners and find strength and loyalty and justice. Now, one of the things that you guys have learned during Libra season, the South Node of Libra, you've learned that karmic justice is above your pay grade. So when the asteroid goes into Libra, it is a time for you to understand what a lot of charming energy is, but put it out there for yourself. Instead of, I feel like a lot of people are needing to direct their energy of love, gratitude, grace, just all this blissful energy. It needs to be directed towards self so then it can reflect in the outer world. I think people are trying to direct it outside and then they're trying to figure out why it's not, why your aim is off, because of the fact of you can only go from target to target. Right now you're just trying to throw at a target. The what you're throwing doesn't have anything to attach to. So what's happening is your string is just going in, it's hitting the target, bouncing off, or it's wrapping around, but it has nothing to attach itself to. So therefore it's incomplete. There's an incomplete energy that's happening between people in the world and society because of the fact of they're not taking it from the inside and attaching it. The attachment that we are supposed to be learning is coming from a place of a need, a codependency. So that's why the target is missing. Once there's some type of security, and I told you guys spiritual maturity was a big thing. When you have a sense of spiritual maturity about what's going on in the world, you realize that it is target to target. In the past, we've just decided to say, I'm setting my eyes on this. This is what I'm going to aim to, and I'm going to just clock back and shoot it. And what happens? Your aim is off. You're not looking at eye level. You see what I'm saying? You're not looking to where you want to shoot your target. You're just shooting. You're actually supposed to look in that little part between a gun to see where exactly what you want to shoot to. But instead, one of the things I did when I was skeet shooting, I was so busy trying to watch my target that I wasn't looking through the eyepiece. So when I wasn't looking through the eyepiece and looking at the target, I missed the target completely. So from target to target, I now set my eyes in between what the piece is, because it has two little things right there. You can look between it, so you know you're shooting at the right thing. You look between and then you shoot. Another thing that I remember one of the instructors says, he says, stop crouching down to the gun and bring the gun up to you. Yeah. This is the energy that I keep hearing. I'm just like, damn, like why didn't it make sense to me? Because of the fact of we're so used to trying to fit ourselves in what we want instead of bringing ourselves up, and what wants us comes at that same speed, or what's for us comes at that same speed. The whole month of October is getting you guys to understand that y'all been crouching down and trying to figure out why your aim is off and why you're not shooting at the right shit, because you're crouching down with things of the past. You're crouching down with things, you know what I'm saying, that are beneath you. You are going beneath the target, and you're trying to figure out what's happening because you're beneath the target. That's why you're not aiming. I put on TikTok, I said one of the best things that I've heard the last couple of days that made me realize that I'm crouched down the wrong thing is, I can't afford you. I used to take that personal, like, well, bitch, why don't you find a way to afford me then, bitch? Like, figure it out, find a way to afford me. No, why didn't I just take that somebody saying that they couldn't afford me and go to where I'm affordable to those that can afford me? Duh. You don't go to a Porsche dealership and say, well, I can't afford it, so can y'all make this more affordable for me? No, they're going to continue to sell to people that it's affordable for and that can afford it. I told somebody I need to be driving a Benz like by tomorrow. No joke. You see what I'm saying? And it's crazy because of the fact of you don't realize that so many people actually notice everything about you. People vouch for you. I ain't even gonna lie. Somebody vouched for me for their partner, was like, hey bro, not gonna cap, you can't afford her. She kind of got like a nigga mindset. And I was like, what's, I was like, hey, he was like, not in a bad way. You just know what you want. Like you can't get over on you. Another man told me the exact same thing within the same 20-minute time span of like, you don't take no shit. Because I don't have to. Libra season, if Libra season ain't teach me nothing, they taught me I don't have to deal with this shit. I don't gotta deal with the motherfucking things because I'm not attached to shit. I ain't got no kids. I ain't married. I ain't got no man in my house. Hell, I don't even have a house right now. I ain't attached to shit, baby. I can go where I want to, how I want to, when I want to, as many times as I want to go because I can. I got it like that. Thank God. Amen. Okay? If Libra season ain't taught y'all shit, I hope that it taught you don't have to deal with none of that shit. I ain't attached to no job. I'm not attached to shit. I can do and go where I please. When I decide that I want to level up, when I decide that I want to stop playing these nut ass games, I have the ability to. I'm not tied down to shit. So it's like that's the type of mindset you need to have with your emotions when it has all these things. I'm telling you, a lot of y'all are crouching down and you like, damn, my back hurt, you know what I'm saying, my aim off. You aim off because you're crouched down. You're bringing the, you know what I'm saying, you're bringing the gun down instead of bringing the gun up to you. And I'm just saying because since Mars is in Cancer, there is this aggressive, like there is this passion, there's this drive about it. You know what I'm saying? There's this drive about it. And since Scorpio season is Aries energy, there's a drive about that appearance. There's a drive about that ego. There's a drive about that, you know what I'm saying? That perception. There's a drive about it. Remember, the first house is also how people perceive you. People perceive me as wealth, bitch. I don't know why the fuck I didn't perceive myself that way. You dig what I'm saying? The price went up. I'm over here trying to talk to $10, and $10 is, you know what I'm saying? You get what I'm trying to say? And I don't shy away from that. I don't shy away from it. There's one thing I'm not gonna do is shy away from what I already feel and what I already know. I'm not gonna shy away from it. So when you're having these moments to shy away from your emotions because of the fact of you're trying to get somebody else, you feel entitled to how somebody else feels about you. You need to stop. Stop it now. One of the affirmations you need to say is I release the entitlement over others' way of others' perception of me. Janaya, hi Bookie. I release the entitlement over others' perception of me. You're too entitled by how people perceive you. Why? I want you to ask yourself that. Why do I feel so entitled of how people perceive me? Hi babes. Oh my gosh. How are you doing? I be seeing you on TikTok sometimes. I be like, look at my boo. So you need to really hone in on that. You know what I'm saying? Why are you so entitled to people's perception of you? Okay. Now, let's get to the next event that's happening. Shit. The lighting is so bad, but whatever. Um okay, hold on. Let's get to the next event that's happening. Oh, with this Libra. Excuse me. So this, and it's so funny that it says find strength and loyalty and justice. Okay, you're gonna find strength of being loyal to yourself because you're gonna release the entitlement of others' perception of you. Why do you want somebody to view you like something so bad? They see you like that and clock it. Anytime somebody says something about me when it comes to certain things, I'm like, and is. I don't care to look that good in your eyes. I don't care. I don't care to try to, you know what I'm saying, like correct nothing. I don't care to do nothing. The only thing I'm always gonna correct you of is shit that you're wrong about. But I ain't gonna spend my time trying to get you to act in ways towards how I want you to feel about me. No. Next caller. Next caller. Next question, Tamika. All right. On the 28th of October, Mars in Cancer trines Neptune in Pisces. Why do you think I just said I release the need to be entitled to others' perception? Because what is Neptune? Their subconscious mind. It says book that psychic reading today, which is so funny because somebody asked me was I still doing monthly readings, and I am. You just kind of just got to hit me up. You know what I'm saying? I stopped advertising it because the more I grew on TikTok, the more random people tried to book with me, and absolutely the fuck not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I've upgraded a lot of things in life, and one thing that I started to put a bigger price tag on and have more discernment about is my gift of knowledge and foreseeing. I'm not even playing with people no more. This is not a game. This is not a joke. I got shit to talk about, and I ain't got time to play. So, it says book that psyche reading today as this mystical aspect helps us keep our third eye, open our third eye and get closer to the spiritual realm, find ways to connect with your higher power to achieve enlightenment. So funny that we're having this conversation in the middle of the night, because you guys are going to truly feel an energy of like acceptance. One of the things that I love about Scorpio season this year is that Scorpio season wants you to accept the power that you already have, because it's actually more than you think. A lot of people take Scorpio season as a transformation, so they think that they have to start from scratch, when in reality the power has been uploading in you for the last year and a half. So by the time we actually got to Scorpio season, you know what I'm saying, like this year, I think we're kind of, you kind of realize like you're a lot more powerful than you think you are. You have a lot more power than you know what I'm saying, you try to play with. You have a lot more power than, you got more power in your left thumb than anything. And I want to say I said that for Scorpio risings. I want to say that was the reading for Scorpio risings in the Scorpio energy YouTube live that I did, was that they had more power in their left thumb than most motherfuckers have in their body. You already have the power within you. There isn't anything more that God can give you. You have enough. You have more than enough. So you need to utilize it. I think sometimes, we get to these seasons, the veil is thin. We start to really second guess spiritual aspects about ourselves. I think we second guess our intuition like a motherfucker. And it's just like, why do that? Aries rules the head. They also are the boss babies, but Aries are prominently in their most spiritual time right now. Fire signs in general are in their most spiritual time right now. Most of the other spiritual, other like placements such as like Pisces and Cancer, Scorpios, they're all in like physical. They're more needing to work on their physical aspects of life instead of the spiritual. But all fire sign energies are highly in their spiritual bags right now. Jupiter and Gemini is having everybody be able to expand between the light and the dark. It's having you explain between the feminine and the masculine energy. It's just understanding duality. That's something that Jupiter and Gemini. But Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, they're in a very spiritual time right now. So when you look at this transit happening in Scorpio season, Aries energy of why I told y'all learn the whole Mars as a whole, you realize that, baby, I got a lot of power in me, and you do. You are capable of a lot. And I want to say this because I feel like a lot of people are going to feel like they're not moving. They're going to feel like I just feel like there's an energy of FOMO. But it's like your fear of missing out is only coming from your curiosity of things that don't pertain to you. You would never fear missing out of things that actually pertain to you. It doesn't pertain to you. That's why you fear missing out, because of the fact that you don't feel included, but you're not included. You dig what I'm saying? Like, that's some of the energy that I felt for Scorpio season, why the monitoring spirits is so heavy, because it's just like, well, I feel like I'm going to miss out, but it doesn't pertain to you. You dig what I'm saying? This is also a season to where you need to be doing a lot of research on how you are going to overcome a lot of your addictions, how you're going to better your health in some way. And this isn't just physical health. Some of you guys, it's mental health, it's spiritual health. A lot of spiritual health is for everybody. Like some people that like they don't pray, or some people that they don't really meditate, or some people that they don't even get into the Bible. And I'm not saying you have to be in the Bible, but like you gotta be, your spiritual health has to be in some shape or form. I don't care if you lighting candles, throwing around incense, have crystals, marbles, cards. I don't care. But you do something. You have to do something. And I'm telling you now, Scorpio season is gonna make you do something. So you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden you putting different oils on your body, or you washing your hands, counterclockwise. I don't fucking know. But you know what I'm saying? It's just it needs to tighten up. Tighten up. Okay? Scorpio season is telling you to tighten up. And whatever health that you feel like you need to tighten up in, just tighten up. spend the money if you need to spend the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't, one thing about Scorpios is Scorpios can be very frugal. You know what I'm saying? But they also are fixated on what they feel like they should spend their money on. But don't be frugal, you know? When we start that fall, autumn into winter, people start their money start to go like this with their hands. Their hands start cramping up. You ever been so cold that your body start cramping up? That's how people start acting with their money. Don't start that now. Because the veil is thin, a lot of people take that as a veil being thin as if they're not listening to themselves or they're starting to use more discernment. But in reality, it's because there's an expansion of the spirit. The spirit knows that you can afford it. God can afford it. So you need to go ahead and spend that shit. And I promise you, I'm not saying it in an irresponsible way. I'm saying it on some real G shit because I feel like that I can't, because I've even noticed that about myself. Like, the last 3 months of a year, that's when you get real frugal with your money. And I don't know if it's because like, oh, people know the holidays come, so they try to save their money for the holidays and all these things. But in the holiday season is actually where you make the most money. During the holiday season is when I did make the most money. Whether if I made it money off cash or like people coming to talk to me, get a reading from me, you know what I'm saying? Like money was there. Generous people are more generous during the holidays. So why people start to get real stingy or they start to get very scroogey, I don't understand. Frugal, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh well, I know I want to buy this car for Christmas, so I don't need to spend $1. Well, now all of a sudden you done bought you a $50,000 car. Now the damn oil change $200. So it's like you kind of gotta. I don't want to say pick your poison, but stop being so frugal. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you need to spend to have better health, spend it. If that means that you need to go from regular food, processed food to organic food, spend it. You know, this is when we start eating, eating big bag shit. You know what I'm saying? We eating cranberries, turkey, ham. We eating shit, morning for breakfast and shit like that. We just eating all types of shit. So it's like, you need to spend it. A lot of you guys need to start getting your deposits together so you can go ahead and start planning for next year. A lot of the things that are also happening is that you have the choice to change your life. And I feel like one of the things that I've been trying to watch The Summer I Became Pretty for the longest time, and I finally watched it. And when I watched it, one of the things I'm just gonna say three. I don't know if I have more, but whatever. The first thing was for the main character. One of the things that she said was that she wanted something different, and so she did different. The second one was about the lady that, excuse me, was about the lady, like her best friend's mom, her mom's best friend. She was dying, so she had dying wishes. And the third thing was that never let somebody shit on your energy. Do what you gonna do regardless and stand up for yourself. Don't ever be scared to burn a bridge. Because bridges that can be burnt was never built properly in the first place. Take that one to the bank. Take that one to the bank. Bridges that was burnt wasn't built properly in the fucking first place. Okay? So pay that big mind. Pay that big mind. Pay that big mind. Um Also on that day, Venus and Sagittarius squares Saturn and Pisces is a feeling of loneliness inundates that inundates the day. This challenging aspect can really put a chill on your romance. It can feel as it can be hard to feel connected thanks to shyness, distance, and misunderstandings. Misunderstandings come from contradictions. Don't contradict yourself right now. With Venus squaring Saturn and Pisces, I just get the fact of that your type is just no longer your type no more. Because Sagittarius and Pisces switched, Sagittarius became more spiritual. Your type isn't your type anymore. That's one thing a lot of y'all gonna learn by the end of this month. Your type is just not your type anymore. People that you used to talk to that you might be conversing with now, they don't know the new you. They don't know the evolved you. They have to relearn you. They have to relearn your boundaries. A lot of people think that boundaries are something that you obtain at birth or something that you obtain and you just continue to be that person. We all change as people. Energy, you know what I'm saying? Energy and pureness doesn't change. change, but a person's standards level up with them. And I feel like that's the part that a lot of people maybe not really able to consider, because of the fact that they might have known you when your standards were in hell, and now your standards are in heaven, and they're like, well, I don't know how to deal with it. Exactly. Either you have to be able to deal with it and work for it, or you can't do it. And I'm trying to tell you, I just keep hearing your type isn't your type anymore. You can't think with your pussy no more. You can't think with your toxicity no more. You can't think with your boredom anymore. Your type isn't your type anymore. Okay. On the 30th, Mercury and Scorpio oppositions Uranus and Taurus. Getting important information can feel like pulling teeth, as everyone too stubborn to give us answers. Stay determined and clever to find the truth. So here's that what I was talking about, that intuition thing. I told you that monitoring spirit of asking questions. I do feel like there is a lot of clarity across the board. I told you, say, do, and move how you want to and how you see fit. People will be okay. I love that when this oppositions, because of the fact that it creates a dynamic change of how boisterous you could be about yourself and about the world that a lot of people aren't comfortable in. And then on Halloween, let me go back. On this day, this basically, what it kind of gives me is the fact of that people, silence is uncomfortable for those that can't be at peace with themselves. One of the things that Mercury and Scorpio normally does, it normally brings out the subconscious, or the things that are hidden, or people that they try to hide very well. And people are very, you can read them. One of the things that I love about this opposition is the fact that people can't read the room, so therefore they normally act out. Hey, Pooh, what's up? People can't read the room, so they act out. That's what that gives. It gives, I can't read you, or I don't really know what you're thinking, and who cares? Silence should You should be peaceful in silence. You should be calm in silence. You should be grateful in silence. Sometimes silence is actually your best gift from God. You know, it's like you praying for God for peace, and then you're trying to figure out why your world is just so mellow. Well, this is what peace looks like. I think we thought peace looked like we thought peace looked a certain way when we were in the midst of havoc, because it's just like, well, if all the havoc was gone, then, what I'm saying, I'd be at peace. But you didn't realize havoc came in the sense of mind, body, soul, meaning your body was in havoc when your nervous system wasn't relaxed, or, what I'm saying, it came in the sense of your soul, where you're not, taking care of your spiritual hygiene, you're not praying, you're not journaling, you're not talking to God, you're not in that energy. You dig what I'm saying? And then it's just like, of your mind is just pure chaos of like overthinking. And I just feel like one of the things that I'm noticing is the fact of that the nervous system is being relaxed tremendously. Because where is the nervous system located? I know this is a crazy anatomy question, but where is the nervous system located? The nervous system is located in the brain, spinal cord, and throughout the body. But the central part of the nervous system, or excuse me, there's two nervous systems where they are. There's the central nervous system, which is the brain and the spinal cord, located in the dorsal cavity of the body, which is the back of the trunk and the inside of the head. Then there's a peripheral nervous system that says this includes all the nerves in the body that are not a part of the CNS. The PNS is divided in the somatic nervous system and the automatic nervous system. This somatic nervous system controls the skin, the joints, and muscles, and the automatic nervous system controls the internal organs, blood vessel, and glands. So when I look at this, everything starts up here. The North Node is in Aries. We're about to come out of that. Everything starts up here. So now that this has become peaceful and regulated, now it relaxes the entire nervous system of the body. I feel like the central nervous system is being relaxed in Scorpio season, and by the end of Scorpio season, so will the peripheral nervous system. Once the head has now been able to truly grasp the concept of the message of relax and grace and understanding and releasing and let go, it's like that little tapping thing people do. I feel like that's something that it means something, because Once this has grasped whatever concept that you need, and I mean fully grasp it, I don't mean like it's just hinting on it. I mean like now it's stuck in its ways of like what it is. I feel like that's what now creates the skin to now glow because it's based off healing, the joints to now grow, which the joints are, what connect the bodies and shit like that, and now the muscles are strong, and that's based off the somatic one. And then you have the automatic one. The automatic one has to do with the organs, the blood vessels, and the glands. Now, when you think of blood, you think about purifying the blood. You know what I'm saying? And I think blood is also ruled by Gemini. And then the organs, now are your organs functionally normal? Now, I'm not saying that all these things, you know what I'm saying, are like going to be on point, but since I've been saying something about health, every organ is attached to a sign, it's attached to a chakra, which is attached to something that you need healing in life. So when I was having a whole bunch of stomach issues, there was a lack of confidence. Now stomach issues are now, getting where they need to be because the confidence is now rising. You dig what I'm saying? Skin is getting better. That's coming from an internal thing of the gut. You dig what I'm trying to say? Hair, nails growing. Let me tell y'all something. That fucking Mary Ruth shit, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. First of all, go buy it. I'm gonna go put it on my Amazon storefront. I know it's all on TikTok, but I'm putting it on my Amazon storefront. But I want to let you know that shit grow hair everywhere. Head, underarms, face, fat mouth, ridiculous. Legs, arms, all that shit. Lord have mercy. Am I grateful? But goodness gracious. Okay. But these things are extremely important. Something of this, excuse me. Something of this now has completely understood the message. Everything starts here. And that's exactly why I was telling y'all now the North Node is going into Pisces. How do we go from the top of our feet to the top of our head to the bottom of our feet? So, that's that. And then yeah, I need to leave that back down. Anywho, then on the 31st of Halloween, it literally says, spend Halloween connecting with the other side as the barriers between physical and the spiritual world are thin. Today's a perfect day for, excuse me, today's a perfect day for harnessing your intuition and diving for the answers that you seek. If you want me to be honest on that day, I would ask God, what predictions of wisdom will you need for the month of November? What predictions of wisdom will you need for the beginning of November? That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. All right. I love y'all. I'm about to finish. I'm about to finish watching my show, and I'm finna lay down because it hasn't been. It was a long morning, but I took a nap. But I'm probably gonna go back to bed because one thing about it, sleep is everything. So I'm gonna let this upload. I'm gonna let it. It's gonna be on my public YouTube. I'm also putting it on Patreon, and then tomorrow I think I might do a Patreon video. But I don't know if I want to leave this up on YouTube for 24 hours and then have the replay on Patreon. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I love you guys, and I will see y'all later.